Hey everyone, I'm Renesha Martin, and this is In Session, the Martin Muir podcast.
And I'm Lauren Muir, and we're the founders of Martin Muir Counseling, Kentucky's leading Black-owned mental health agency. And this is a space where real conversations happen.
You're officially in session.
So today we're talking about being Black, bold, and unapologetic in a system that wasn't built for us. And we're here with some of our favorite people.
We didn't ask for permission, we made room.
So today is Aarron and Devan, who have been part of Martin Muir since we started. They literally are the backbone of our agency and day ones. They know Renesha and I both professionally and both know us personally as well. So they were here when this place was just a vision and saw us start it literally from scratch. And they're both still working with us as providers today, making their own names as well in our community, in the community mental health space.
So yes, today we are interviewing Devan King and Aarron Sparrow. Thank you two so much for joining us on our podcast. And you, as Lauren said, you two have been here from day one when it was just a vision, the 50 million locations we've had, and also whenever there's been an issue, a problem, a case that we really needed someone that we could depend on and trust to take on, especially our high profile cases, you two have always stepped up and supported the community, our agency, and we definitely want the community to know that it's just not Lauren and I, that we have a strong team of individuals that are working with us, that support us in just day one. So go ahead, Devan, you can start. Introduce yourself. Just tell us a little about yourself, your journey with us, and whatever you would like to share and like the audience to know about you.
So I don't know why I'm so nervous because I speak all the time, but that comes with speaking. So like she said, my name is Devan King, and Renesha is my sans. We are members of the illustrious Sisterhood of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. And so Renesha is my sans, and which means she's my sister. So I believe in anything that she is doing. So that has kept me attached to the journey. And I've just watched these two ladies just grow by leaps and bounds, all the way from Melwood Arts. Like, oh my God. So that just keeps me attached to it because I ain't gonna be attached to no mess. With that said, grew up in the West End, Big A Shopping Center. Y'all don't hear about us much, but we out there, the Big Ayers. I came from was raised in a one-parent home. My father struggled with addiction, which has gave me the empathy to support a lot of my clients. I have been in social services in December of 2025 was 20 years. And I can't believe that I've been doing this work for 20 years. That means Black don't crack, baby. So I currently, in my full-time job, work for St. John Center, and we work with the unhoused population. And we see many clients with severe mental illness, substance use disorder, and people who just have fell on hard times. And that is the caseload that Martin and Muir has invited me to the table to contract for. Through that work, I've had the opportunity to work with multifamily disciplinaries. I like to toot my own horn because if I don't, nobody else will. I am a Kentucky Colonel. I was appointed this year. Last year, I was the only Black woman of the 2025 Healthy Kentucky honorees. And so working in Kentucky, honoring and uplifting the African American initiative because our stories are not told. We are not the same. Our skin has been kissed by God, and we the way we show up in health is different from our counterparts. I'm the mother of one teenage boy who makes me utilize my targeted case management skills every single day. But I love him with all my heart. And that's enough about me.
And now you see why we love our staff. Like, this is why we love our staff.
Yes, Aarron.
Yeah, that's going to be hard to follow up. Nah, but I'm Aarron Sparrow. I've been in Martin Muir since the beginning, since it was a thought. Been knowing Lauren. Before that, we worked at the state together. And my thing is just being drawn to good people. Lauren, we had a tough case together. We had a kid that was only 15, 16 years old, and we couldn't find we had to find a home for him. And we worked together we did like Facebook searches, Instagram searches, social media to find a family for this kid that was his family that didn't know he was alive. So that's kind of how we we got connected. All became close. So we spent many hours after work working together to figure this out for this kid. But I've been doing therapy since 2010. I feel like working in Martin Muir, I can be myself. I'm a husband. I'm a father of two. I try to do what I can for the community. I don't know what else to say.
Aaron knows everyone in the community.
Everybody knows Aarron.
Yeah, but I try to let my name go for itself.
He's being
Like I
modest.
said, good work,
modest.
good business. That's what I try to. That's what I try to do.
Yes.
And I find myself in being Black and being a therapist. I find myself translating a lot. So a lot of stuff that we learn from the books, I have to translate to understand and then translate again to get to my clients. So I feel like that's what we do as Black therapists.
Yes. And I'm going to brag on you a little more since you didn't brag on yourself, but you've also gotten into real estate and like building like generational wealth for your family.
Yeah, I do a little something. Got into real estate, but I didn't even tell what my other job is. I work for JCPS. So I'm a re-engagement associate. I work with JCPS. So I work with the most violent kids. So the kids who've either been the shooters or the ones who've been shot. I work with them to help them cope and to help them transition and get their education through school and to find purpose. Once a child finds purpose, usually they don't go back to a life of crime.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's get started with an icebreaker. Okay. I'm going to call out like a phrase and you guys are going to finish the sentence and any of us can chime in. Okay?
All right.
Whatever comes to mind. Ready?
Gotcha.
Healing is
Therapeutic.
Power.
Hopeful.
okay. Black mental health needs more
Real people.
The reality.
I love it. Can you guys both speak on that? Because I feel like you kind of said the same thing, like real people, and then you're saying reality. So tell us kind of what you're thinking about that.
I thought one thing I pride myself in, I don't have a work voice. So I say, being a Black therapist, kids can read through that. My population can read through that. So they can read through anything fake. So I think when the more real you get, the more honest you are. And when it's appropriate to share a little bit about yourself, clients are respect that, and it gives them a little bit more to build a relationship and be better people.
When you said it made me think of, we just had a friend pass of breast cancer, and we was just talking about being around some classmates from when I was in high school from 96 to 2000. And one of my friends was like, girl, what's wrong with him? And I was like, girl, spectrum. And she was like, what? I said, let's think about it. We've been in this business, as Black families, we want to be like, little such and such is crazy. That's just what they do. But the reality is there are some behavioral diagnoses that our culture does not want to address. And so when I think about when I was in that setting with some of my classmates, I was like, you know what? You weren't funny. You have a behavioral diagnosis. And what you were saying was inappropriate.
Right.
So, all right, so it's the same this conversation that's been happening lately, where the drug dealers in our neighborhoods, they, mess with young girls. But it's just a drug dealer. The girls after that money and a drug dealer messing with young girls. Right. No, that's a predator.
Right.
Let's address the behaviors. Let's reality check what's happening in our community.
Yes, absolutely.
So
absolutely. Okay, that was great. So next one, the system gets it wrong when
services are not individualized. When we try to do blanket services.
Forever.
When services are a dollar amount and not a service. Right. It's more about the dollar than the actual service.
Yes.
I think it's equitable. Is that what it's called?
Equitable. Yeah. I was going to say when they give all the money to the people who aren't really doing the work.
Exactly.
Check.
Okay.
So it's a name game. That's the name game.
Yes.
Yeah, I know this person. I'm gonna give them this money. But here are the people who's working hard every day.
Yes.
But because I know you and you're in these rooms, we're gonna give you a check, and then you drive up with a new car. But that's a whole other.
But you know, that's
the
the
next
conversation, right? That is the conversation we've had with Strickland and Cox, that we're doing the work. We are the boots on the ground, yet we don't get half the funding, half the acknowledgement, or the publicity to continue this work and not be tired, not be exhausted. Yet we don't get the funding or the support that other groups are getting.
Well, I would like to add to that. You know, the polls are open in May. We just had a debate in an African American neighborhood, and our very own mayor didn't come to it, but he wants our vote. So that's what it's about.
Yeah.
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 So
I get it. Okay. People misunderstand therapists or case managers when they think,
That we all perfect. That we
my
don't
gosh,
have a
yeah.
past.
Yeah.
No, we come through the same. A lot of people come through the same struggles. I don't feel like I got a struggle story, but I just have a story. But I feel like when we see people as who they are now versus what they've been through, we don't think we can get any kind of advice from them.
Absolutely.
when they compare
Yeah.
us to other services they've had.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not like your other therapists. I tell my clients first.
Give me a chance.
I'm not like your other therapist. I'm gonna cuss a little bit, and I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna keep you accountable.
Right.
I'm not like your other people
Yeah.
because in doing the real estate, the money comes different. So it's not like I'm coming to see you just to get paid. I want to see change, and I tell my clients when I open them up, I'm gonna evaluate you every 3 months. Do I need to stay around? Or I need to bounce. We're
Right.
gonna see how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay. The work feels worth it when.
When we see change, when I see change,
Yeah. I was gonna
Yes.
say
and I see
that.
progress, like I feed off progress. I had a kid who the first time he told me, I'm gonna try to do this school thing. I'm gonna try to be a real student. So he started going to student events. Like it's something he never done before. He was a kid who wouldn't go to school at all. And then he's starting to go to school events. Now he's asking me how to fill out a job application. So the life he lived before is totally different than what he's trying to do right now. So I think it's any kind of progress.
Yeah, that for sure. You know, that's him saying like, I just want to be a kid.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And systems in place and voting. That when we get systems in place to help people, that helps our community.
I like when they have the wake up call where they, you know what I mean? They feel like it's a safe space to open up and say, like, this is how I start, whatever it was, selling drugs, doing drugs, whatever. This is how I started. And they're like, I had a kid recently and he was like, I started this at 11. And he was like, I didn't have a choice. And so he was talking about how he felt like he was beating himself up because he should be somewhere, somewhere different, should be doing different things. But then he had that aha moment of like, no, I didn't. Like, I didn't have a choice and this is where I've been. It's like, okay, well, now we can do the work.
And that's cognitive behavior. Like we shouldn't ourselves. We add more stress to ourselves. Again, that's another translation that I see from text to real life.
Yeah.
We can stop shooting ourselves and putting that stress on ourselves.
I think that's what I'm 41, but I think that's beautiful about your 40s. Like you let go of all the shoulds. Like says who? You know what I mean? Yeah. Okay, a couple more. So Martin and Muir is
The leading Black mental health agency in the state of Kentucky.
yes.
Heard it here first.
You heard it here first.
A place where you can work and be yourself. I when I first graduated, I never forget a certain agency told me I didn't dress the part.
Oh wow.
But that stuck with me. That sat with me. But I always wanted to be somewhere where I can be myself because the work's gonna come, and my maturity's not gonna be on the same level as everybody else because we all have different paths and backgrounds. I don't have to put a costume on to be a therapist.
For sure.
No cosplay. This is real life.
It's real life.
All right. What about Renesha? What do you think Martin and Muir is?
We are We are the leading Black mental health agency in Kentucky. We are doing the work. We are the boots on the ground. We are community driven. We are the standard, and that's what I love about the work that we're doing, that people do look at us and see what we're doing and reflect that. And since we've been here, so many other agencies have come up because they see that it's possible.
As I think about being in Kentucky, Kentucky is a predominantly white state. And so to be recognized as an African American in the state is one. For your business to thrive through COVID from a startup is another. And then to be leading in that industry, it's the trifecta.
Yeah, it is.
It is definitely the trifecta.
Yeah. I forget exactly what the stats are, but like the stats are not high for just a business in general. Remember something like after 5 years?
After 5 years, 95% of Black businesses dissolve.
Yes. It's wild numbers.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Martin Muir is really, like, I go back to you guys saying like real or reality. Like that's what it makes me think about, because we have a really, really good team and people see that, but in the big community, I think they don't always, because we get that all the time. People are like, well, how do you guys do this all? And we're like, we don't.
No.
Like we literally have a whole team of like 30 something people that are helping and doing the work and moving a million different parts. But when I think about just all the therapists and the case managers, it's really good people who are here not because they want to collect a paycheck, you know what I mean? But because they really have a passion for the population that we work with. Yeah. And that feels good. And I think that's why we continue to grow, is because people see that when you all and us are all out in the community working with different, families and organizations.
Yeah. And I think that's the biggest thing we also recognize, is that although you two have been with us the longest, our staff has really aged with us. Like, I think the newest person that we've hired maybe 2 years ago, maybe the most recent, and everyone else, like especially the targeted case management side, been with us at least 5 years. So that says a lot about who we are as leaders and what we offer to our contractors. So I think that's really important to recognize too, because people do not stick around, in places they're not happy or feel wanted or heard.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. I'm going to throw like a loose thing to us. Look, we have these cards in the middle of this table and we've never used them. So I have no idea what's on these cards.
Okay.
So I'm just going to pick a random card and all four of us have to answer. I'm scared.
Where did the cards come from? That's my first question.
Amazon.
Okay. I just need to prepare my mind where these cards came from.
Well, they came for decoration, but then we were like, you know what? We should probably use the card. So today we're using the card. Oh, this is good. Okay. What's something that always makes you feel a little brighter?
Pictures.
Like pictures
I'm not a forensic crime expert, so I'm not taking pictures of dead people. Pictures are captured memories. They make me feel good.
Love it.
Devin's always sending a picture. Y'all remember this? Look, I was cleaning up the basement. I said, you clean up that basement every damn day and find a random picture.
Because that's my OCD. I clean all the time.
Pictures are good.
Yeah. I said, hitting the door, getting back home, seeing the family after what I done seen and heard all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah. Moments with the family, friends. I love that.
I would say either being outside, like nature, like always makes me feel better. And same, my kids. Yeah. They're good. We went, this is funny. We went to dinner last night with my kids, and my oldest went to Brandeis for elementary school, which is, for the listeners, in the West End that we've been talking about across our episodes. And then my twins went to Stouffer, which is a very, it's in the East End and very different. And so last night, out of nowhere, Brooklyn, the 16-year-old, is talking to the twins, and she was like, I think you guys are going to be all right. She's like, we just had to get you out of Stouffer. But she was like, I think y'all will be all right, because we were talking about, different topics, but it was funny. Okay. So let's get into, the conversation.
All right. So, we're already there. So, so you've both been with Martin Muir Counseling throughout the years and seen the organization grow from the inside out. So when you think about where we started and where we are now, what stands out the most about our evolution in the mental health field?
I would say resiliency. When you were first started talking, I was laughing about, this long journey. And I remember like maybe right in the midst of pandemic or before pandemic, somebody had wrote some anonymous letter talking about me, talking about you, and like just, those daggers that try to bring you down because apparently somebody didn't understand or they're in their own mental health. Yeah.
They did.
They're in their own mental health
Wow.
concern throes of whatever's going on in their life. And so you guys have been so resilient. And, there's been some people on the ship that needed to get off the ship, but you guys continue to just thrive, even with location changes, right? You guys continue to thrive with pre-authorizations, no pre-authorizations, billing companies, no bill audits, paper billing. Remember we used to have to do hours by paper?
Yes.
Then, picking up EHR systems. Like, you guys have been so resilient. And what I like to remember is people don't realize just because I have a business doesn't mean I have my own personal life. And I know both of you guys have gone through some transitions through Martin and Muir. And so, yeah, I would say resiliency.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I would say space. In the first office, I could put my arms out and knock everything. I'd knock everything over.
So that was a cute space. Okay. Okay. Wait, but tell the listeners about that space.
I think
we
were trying. Like, we knew that was $75
Did
a
you
month.
say Newburgh?
Was it the Hayborn bill?
Hayburn building.
Yeah.
Now that space
You're literally.
No, I was like, hey, I want to show you my new office.
Wait, we didn't have enough money for like a real office, so there were 2 offices you had to walk through mine to get to Renesha.
I'm talking about little space.
Yeah.
Little space.
Listen, we had an office.
Yeah,
We had an office.
make it a big impact in that little bitty space. Well, that's what it was. But I was like, okay, keep the cost down, cause I don't believe it.
Well, we didn't have any money. Okay.
I ain't mad at you. Cause I tell my clients now, they say, where your office? Man, we at the park. Yeah, now I'm gonna keep that overhead all the way down. You want the best of me?
Yeah.
We gotta keep that overhead all the way down.
Your office is in your playroom.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go.
But Lauren was like, I had one that was like, I need to get to an office. I said, all right, we could try that. Lauren, can I use your office? Can I go to the office? Can I use your office once a week? You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. And I walked in, it was like, oh, this is nice. You got a living room in the office. Like, this is
Wait,
dope.
which one?
Yeah, you can walk in. I use this. My phone.
Is it this one?
I use this office over. I was in your office,
Oh, okay.
and I was.
Oh, yeah,
I
that's moving on
I
up
didn't
to me,
experience. This wasn't my experience. Right
Okay.
here.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
walked in. Oh, we
Yes.
got a couch. Enough space for a couch
Yeah.
and a desk.
Right,
Yes.
and activities and yeah, you got a seat. Like it was
We have
different.
sparkling water.
Right.
Yeah, and I came up.
We
Yeah, the bathroom ain't too far away.
You know what that makes me think of is, okay, so we started in the Hayburn building, but then we moved to Melwood Art Center, which is a cute little artsy area building. And we had a shared space.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was
but
a
it was
mess.
really nice, like really nice. And remember that lady came and she was like, I didn't know that people on Medicaid could go to nice offices like
Yes.
this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said most of her mental health had been in like health clinics or like, waiting rooms
Yeah.
and dirty lobbies and like hospital type settings. And she was like, I didn't know we could get this.
Yeah.
We're like, okay.
why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why not? Right. So now we're here.
Started from the bottom.
Yeah. Sorry. Now we have this whole
So what moment would you guys say like it made that shift for us? When did we hit that shift?
Well, define what you mean shift.
Well, okay. Well, the shift of like expansion.
When I could tell my friends, hey girl, you need to be a TCM and you need to apply. And I could start referring people to the work that I was doing, people that I felt would be a good match for Martin and Muir. That was the shift when I
You
came back.
brought everybody along. It's like, y'all ready to hire? I'm like, yeah, we ready. Okay. It's like 10 people showed up. I'm like, oh, okay now. Thank you, Devin.
Yeah, I don't know when the shift happened because I always see I in the community. It's not. It wasn't just office work. So when maybe before Manifest, see, that was in California Community Center.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's it. When he was reaching to the people, going to see people where they are. who can't get to the office. I think that's probably where I saw the biggest shift.
I think for us, it's like when people will just show up at a random place and we're there, they're like, y'all everywhere.
Yeah.
Me too. Oh my gosh. I'm like, yeah, we really are.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah. I think too, it's when we no longer had our own individual identities and we just became Martin and Muir.
Yeah.
So everywhere, like anywhere we would show up, and they'd be like, well, you're Martin and Muir. And I'd be like, well, no, I'm Lauren. They were like, well, yeah, you're the girls that have the therapy.
The thing,
and they're
yeah,
like,
the two-
okay,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So now we
yeah.
just go with it.
Yeah.
Like, yes.
There's times we're like, we should have came up with a different name.
Yeah. Yeah. Speaking
Like
of
actual-
hardships, yeah.
Actual
Don't
names.
use your name
Yeah.
as your business, then get
Business
divorced.
advice.
And now you're, yeah.
Do not use your actual name
Why?
to start a bit, folks.
To start, yes. PSA.
Because when when people aren't happy, it's your name that they're saying, and it does kind of take a different emotional kind of attachment, and it's like, okay, maybe we should have called it something else, and it's less of us, because we do take it personal. This is our blood, sweat, and tears that came into this, our financial investment that came into this, so. It is. It's a different level of attachment and responsibility when it's your name.
Do you
Mel-
think
Mel Robinson let
rebranding
them.
might come? Like a
At
rebranding?
this point, it's like this
Such
is
a
what-
staple.
Yeah, such a
early.
staple.
Yeah.
I think if we changed it, nobody would kind of like.
Who that?
They'd be like,
People still call Twitter X Twitter.
Yeah.
So it's like once you're something in someone's mind and they attach emotional feeling to it, you are what they call you. So
Let them.
yeah, let them. Yeah, let them.
It's good. And funny that you said, because now, or to me, like, it doesn't feel like my name anymore. It feels like the brand of the business.
Yeah, the brand. Yeah, yeah.
Like, okay, we kind of answered this already, but if there's anything else you guys want to add, but same, like, when do you think, well, I'll say it a little differently, I guess. Like, when did you guys realize or think that this was like bigger than all of us? Like, it wasn't just like an everyday private practice, and it wasn't just about even like Martin and Muir, but it, like, the cause or the mission is bigger than all of us.
When I was working and going in the rooms and they were saying your names and not knowing that was connected to you all. Like I'd be in meetings, board meetings, community meetings, and they would say you all's name, and it was not just, it wasn't small anymore to me. And I was in there with, I guess you would call them big wigs.
Yeah.
It wasn't small anymore.
Aaron always sends pictures every time he sees our name. He just did that. He was out of school and there was a cubby and it said Martin and Muir, and he's like, I see ya. Like, it's just good.
We at Mazik.
Yeah,
But
that was at Mazik.
Yeah, we got our little
Yeah.
cubby there.
I don't know. I guess I just started thinking it was bigger than when you asked that. Like, I was like, I've never, like you said, getting in your 40s, I began to compartmentalize my capacity. So I'm only dealing with the moment, not how much bigger things are. But when you were speaking and Aarron was speaking, when I think about bigger than the moment, I think about the purpose that God gives us. And God is always bigger than the whole entire program. And that makes us bigger than the moment. That makes what you're doing the biggest. But what from a spiritual context, I think about that, what if you never stepped foot and went forward with the dream, with the seed that God gave you? What if you never watered that seed? How many lives
Right.
would you not have touched?
Right.
And that is not just how many lives you would not have touched being providers.
Right.
How many people would you not have provided with employment opportunities?
I think.
How many people would you not have helped financially?
Yeah.
How many programs you guys do, the Du Bois, the that boys thing you guys did at the sports complex?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
The Healing with Hope event.
Healing with
Yeah.
Help. Mindfest, how many contracts that you have worked with to help other agencies. Everyone should be reading, like, if you would not have said to each other, let's do it.
Right.
This is not going to be hard. That's just,
Well, we didn't say it could be.
well, I mean, this is going to definitely be hard, but because it's hard, we're not going to do it.
Absolutely.
And so that's when I think of this is bigger than us. This is God's giving you, everybody asks what your purpose is.
Yeah.
God's giving you purpose.
Absolutely.
And despite what was adversities before you, whether you had the money, the dollar, your closet, your office was in a closet, or now you got rooms to walk through. Right? You said, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this. And so that's when you ask the question, that's when it hit me.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah. So true. So good. I think that's the biggest part where it does get hard. There are moments where it's like, okay, are we done? 10 years, it's been a good run. But we also recognize, and I say this often, my ego isn't that fragile. Like, regardless of what we go through, we are helping an entire community, and a community that didn't have this opportunity, and having school-based services and being able to meet someone where they're at and in their home. We didn't have that, growing up, or have that opportunity unless we were getting removed from the home.
Yeah.
Then, services wanted to show up. But now it's like, hey, me speaking to a group of individuals or one person, planting those gems, and then they're sending that to their friends, and they're telling that to their parents, and then those individuals are sending it to someone else, and that's how a community grows and heals, and we're all working in this together. And that's what keeps the drive going. And okay, another day, and who else can we help? What other opportunities can we give other people? Because that's what this is about. And at the end, leaving a legacy of community and hope and healing, and starting with our mental health, and the biggest thing with us, what is mental health, and teaching people and breaking barriers and stereotypes. That's when we can sit, that's for me the most magical moment, when you can sit with someone and explain to them what mental health is and how we treat our mental health the same as our physical, and that light bulb goes off for somebody, oh, no one's ever explained that to me, or said that to me like that before, or sat and broke it down on what you're doing in this session, and it changed the whole game. And now people are ready to heal, and they're ready to make their communities better and better opportunities. And it's just a beautiful thing to be in the room, and you almost feel like you're outside of yourself. This isn't me. This is just But yeah, it's huge what we're doing.
Yeah.
It is. And I was going to say, I think our community keeps coming up in just the theme of our conversations. And I think about, I'm going to put this out there, but, the state identifies a certain place as the community mental health center. And I'm sure they do some good work. However, we really are community mental health. And I think about that in the terms of, when we started, we were very much school-based and home-based because that's what we knew, which put us in the community. But now, to your point, Devin, we've reached so many, I don't even think people realize that. They know that we work with kids and families, but the extent of the community partnerships and going in and doing workshops or art therapy workshops, or just training staff of the nonprofits and different community centers in the city on what mental health looks like, how to work with people of a certain color and a certain background. And I mean, the reach really is far, and we are truly in community, unlike other people. Yes.
Or how those other companies started doing community work and naming their programs after things that we've done.
Yes. And I think so that's that part. I think also that's when I knew we had made it, when one of the larger, it's we have these moments between us where we're like, Mama, I made it. I made it. But one of the biggest community mental health agencies in Louisville came to us and asked if we would train their staff on culturally responsive therapy in their communities. And we were like, no,
not at all.
No,
you won't do it.
Yeah.
Because why now?
Because of what they stand for and how they treat our people. We were
ultimately, we just felt like they weren't going to take this information and use it. I felt like there was a person within their staff that was passionate, but the agency as a whole, will this fall on deaf ears? Will they actually have follow through? Will we see change within this organization? And we're like, no, we rather do the work and train individuals that we know are going to implement what we talk about.
And if the role was reversed, I can't imagine that they would come
and train us. Yeah. Help us grow and get grants and contracts.
Yes.
Yeah.
They actually wanted to bring us under them. It was a whole thing.
Am I gonna buy you out?
Yeah.
Girl, stop.
So
they let us know like we're doing something right.
for sure.
Yeah.
Some days it feels like you're carrying everything by yourself. Work, family, expectations, bills, relationships, anxiety, past hurts.
And no matter how tired you are, you still show up, still smile, still say, I'm fine, but inside you're exhausted. If that's you, we see you.
At Martin Muir Counseling, our team of counselors, case managers, and support staff work together with community partners to provide wraparound integrative care.
We offer child, teen, and adult therapy starting at middle school age, plus family, couples, and group therapy, targeted case management, and medication management by referral.
We meet you where you are, at home, school, in the office, or in the community.
You don't have to do this alone. Call or text us at 502-383-2969 or book online at martinandmuir.com. MartinandMuir. Located in Louisville, Kentucky. Message us today, and our admin team will get you scheduled for an intake. So MMC has played a role in shaping the culture of mental health in the West End. What does this actually mean to you, and why was the shift so important for individuals and families in this community?
I mean, that was to me. That was the biggest. The West End was the biggest population that wasn't getting the services, and it was hard to get there. I remember I had a family member who was getting therapy, and they had to catch the bus to East Broad, well, to another company, and they couldn't get there. So it was like they couldn't be seen because they didn't have the funds. But down there, I'm coming to you. It's been plenty of times where I've done a therapy session, and after the session, the client, the mama done called 3 or 4 people, and I'm on the porch for another hour and a half, 2 hours, talking to them and getting them signed up, or getting them services, or giving them advice. There been times I've been in the West End. I've been in gangland, and I call it base, where all the kids meet up at. I done been in that house, and they done called their friends, hey man, you need to hear what he talking about. And they all coming over, and I got 15 of kids that were probably gonna go out and do something that they shouldn't be doing. And now we in there having basically group therapy, and they're talking, and they don't even know. Like, I think that was the biggest area that's not getting the services that people are reluctant to get services.
I think for me, it's important. Just growing up in a one-parent home, I know there was things that I could not do because I had to get my little sister off the school bus, or I had to be in the house, because we have this family system that in order for my mother to work, to make things happen. And so when I can bring services to that parent, or, say, here, I'll make it work. I know you want this for your child, but you also got to provide for your child. I'll make it work. If you got to be at work all day, hey, baby, 7 o'clock, I'm there. Oh, you don't know if the bus is going to arrive? Well, tell them, Miss Devan gonna sit on the porch with them and we're gonna start this session. And when you walk up, we're gonna be ready to go.
Right.
Well, I gotta cook. Well, you know what? I'm gonna bring some dinner with me. And we're gonna sit on the porch. Well, I got my 1-year-old and she gonna run. Baby, she don't bother me. Come on, sit here. We gonna give me all your reasons, baby, and I'm gonna keep giving you how I'm gonna get in there. And then I get in there, and then we get months down the line. All right, Miss Devan, open the door for her. I'm coming off the tart. And I still ain't gonna go in. We're gonna sit on the porch because I don't play them games.
That's it.
But they get comfortable. All those barriers are removed because you want to address your mental health, but you're trying to live too. Right? I can't stop living. I have several other things that become a barrier. Or, just in a session, I'm like, look, let all the little kids come in here. And you just go sit down over there. And we just going to keep doing what we doing.
Right.
And it gives the parents a moment of just...
We can breathe.
So, I know that feeling, growing up, that my mother wanted to allow me to do some stuff or get the after school supports I needed. But she needs somebody to get my sister off the bus. And I had to do that. And so if I can bring it to you, and you ain't got to figure out another step, then I'm there to support you.
Yes.
I done showed up with plenty hot and readies. A hot and ready pizza Because at first, in the beginning, when I started doing the work, the people didn't want to answer the door. They were caught up. They didn't want to answer the door.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I see you got 6 kids in here. I'll be right back.
Right.
I'll go get this hot and ready. Oh, he got pizza outside.
I feel hot and ready.
But he going around, they open the door, and then we're sitting there eating. Cause I think that's one thing our community misses is those conversations where we all get to sit down and eat, have dinner together. Kids don't do it. Families don't do it no more. So I will bring it to families, and that's what at the time was $5. So if I can spend $5-10 and we can all get in, that's it.
Yeah.
The funny side of that though is I was just watching this TV show I'm watching, and it was this black girl who's bulimic, and she's like, in our culture all we do is eat. You know, we celebrate, we eat, we die, we eat, we teach and breastfeed, we eat. And she was like, it's so much around food that has pushed me to bulimia. So I see this, we want to be at the family table.
Yeah.
but there's this unhealthiness with food in our community. So I could see the both ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I mean, that goes to another thing too. Like when we're talking about the West End, then to your point about the eating, but then what is there around to eat? $5 hot and ready's.
It's a food desert.
Yes.
It ain't even hot and ready in the West End.
No, I gotta go to Portland. I got my guy in Portland. He gonna be shout out to the little cities in Portland. He was getting me free hot and ready.
Yeah. It's not healthy option.
I had this aha moment yesterday. I was driving and I was livid, honestly. So I was leaving work from Preston Highway and I live in Park Duval. And the southern exit was backed up. The Taylor Boulevard exit was backed up. Whatever reason, don't know. But I had also had went to Churchill Downs because I bartend during Derby. And I was like, damn, Bells Lane, River Park, Portland, ain't no opportunity. Them exits don't get backed up because ain't no opportunity for those exits to get backed up. But like if you go to Mount St. Matthews, exits backed up because you get into the mall. So it is really like a food desert. It's an opportunity desert. And even though there's a hospital there now, who wants to get backed up to get in the hospital, right? So those are you know, that is really a desert. And the only, I ain't gonna say his name, the only person who wanna buy there or put stuff there wants to put a data center there that's going to hurt our community even more.
Yes, there's
Rubber Town is where they're putting it.
I absolutely know.
And
I live in Park Duval.
And that's AI and that whole, what it does to the environment and water and communities. Exactly. But it's in a predominantly Black neighborhood. They're trying to put the data center in.
I was part of another conversation too, talking about that there are spots in the West End, like hidden gems of good, smoothie places, food places or whatever. But the city is not, to your point, the city is not going to promote you get off in St. Matthews and it's like exit 4, Cheesecake Factory, Texas Rose. They're not going to put that on the sides of the West End because they don't want people to get off in the West End.
You want to know something that's really interesting? They closed the restaurant, and Aarron, I believe you introduced us to the restaurant. It's by California Park. What is her name? It's right there between St. Stephen's, California Park, that restaurant.
Like the barbecue spot?
It's a mom and pop, like Miss Ida's or
Irma-Dee's?
Yes.
Irma-Dee's.
So how good the food is and how huge that restaurant was to the community. When I was working on my MBA, we had to read a book and it's called The Last Supper. They talk about that restaurant in this book. And I'm like, well, why aren't we talking about this? Why isn't as a city we're not supporting them? And how this author has found this restaurant, and it's like this huge section of the book about like race and the history of food and how the Black community was a huge part of that. But now when we look at chefs down in the Michelin star, they're all white. So yeah, it's just like one of those things how we are a staple in this particular area, especially in the Black community, but our own community isn't talking about it.
Right.
You know how they talk about white flight?
Yeah.
There's a Black flight.
Yeah.
I personally think there's this Black flight, right? I don't want my children to grow up in the same neighborhood that I had to grow up in, right? If I grew up in Southwood, Cotter Homes, Iroquois, I don't want my children to be exposed to, these different things of drugs and alcohol. So we take flight. Like I can name tons of people who done moved out Hillview, right? We have to invest in our community. So one of the things my sister pushed is like, y'all gotta buy our houses in the West End.
That's not why I bought in the West End. I found the house I liked. But she's like, we got to invest in it because if we keep leaving, who's going to be here to buy it?
Yeah.
So, the street my mother, where her house is, everybody used to own their houses now. People die. And then so families like, we don't want to keep these homes. We want to split it up. We're going to sell it so it becomes renters or it becomes boarding homes because people don't see the same investment. But then we take it a step higher to our council people. What are our council people doing?
Right.
They should be having their business meetings, their lunches at the businesses that are in their district.
Yes.
But you go out to Cheesecake Factory.
Yeah.
What you doing out here?
Yeah.
I'm having a business meeting. So it's that investment.
Yeah.
I think we got to invest in the mindset too, because a lot of us mindset it be the same people, just the mindset. And they did tear down, they tore down Carter Home Southwick, and they put up Port Duval. But I think they should have invested in the minds to heal our people before we just stuck people in there. Now they done moved a lot of people out Southwest, out Valley Station. They put new apartments up and made good money, but now the crime rate's going high.
It's the same mind
So
as it's 22.
yeah, so I think you can easily put in the lease you gotta attend so many therapy sessions. You gotta do so much for the community. I do so much community service to knock your lease down. That's one thing I plan to do with with the real estate that I have. I listen to a lot of John Hope Bryan and stuff that he does, where he if you have a certain credit score, you knock off a year of a month of paying your lease.
Right.
And the more you do, the better you do for the community. Your lease is lower.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the one way that we can help our people.
So with Urban Strategies, they have the choice. So Urban Strategies, I was on the Beecher Terrace redevelopment project when they tore Beecher Terrace down, that Choice Neighborhoods grant, that's what they have. So for relocation, they have this pyramid of mental health, educational development, workforce development, and you have to be in case management. But you can only hold people's hand.
Yeah.
So and it's just it's generational curses, right? It's generational where if my daughter at 14 gets pregnant, I don't say, baby, why did you give your body to somebody? I say, you better go get you some WIC, some food stamps, sign up. Those are the first things that I'm doing instead of saying, baby, why did you give this boy your body?
Yeah.
And so those are those generational curses that begin to happen in our community. And when you were talking earlier, I was thinking about like, who is my oldest client that I ever had? I don't have people in their 60s and 70s, right? That's generational. When big mamas pass and they didn't address that hurt of those funny uncles.
Right.
So now those funny uncles become funny cousins.
Yes.
It's just this domino effect that happens in our community that is, it is hard work to do.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
It's a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got
So thinking about some of the spaces that we find ourselves in weren't designed for us or our people in mind. So how do you guys still stay rooted in who you are when you have to show up in those spaces?
Man, well, I was doing therapy for myself, getting in therapy for myself, and because I was being a domino in every room that I went in. I was being the black person or the spokesman for black people in every room that I've been in.
Especially black males. Yeah. And then therapy were like black
more
therapists.
education.
Yeah. Therapy's a very white women ran world.
Yeah. And then getting comfortable in myself. But also too, it was talking to older people. It was older white men and it was older everybody, white women, white men and black men, and talking to the next generation. I think that they helped me be more comfortable in who I am. And I had a little bit of, man, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna be me. I'm tired. I was tired of waking up and having to be somebody that I wasn't, and to have to make a living for my family.
Right. Yeah, that's
great.
the beautiful part of it. Like you can find, and just within our field, we can find groups and agencies that are going to accept us for who we are because they know the work that we're doing.
Yeah, and doing like you getting involved in KCA. Lauren be like, "Yo, do you go KCA? All right, we're going to KCA," and then she be like, "You need to join this. You need to join this board." I'm gonna see what they talking about. So then it's finding like-minded people where who can be themselves.
Yeah. And then
accept
show
you
up
for being
together.
who- yeah.
Makes it easier to go
helps.
into some of those rooms.
Yeah, I think it's kind of off but on. But I wish more black men were involved in mental health and getting licensure and degrees in counseling. And something that I don't think our audience recognize, that when a school or a company or is informed that we have a Black male therapist, they're like, what? You have a Black male therapist? They will roll out. Yes, they will roll out the red carpet. What office do you want? Do you need water? Like, okay, here's like 50 kids, here's, for your caseload. And I wish the community and more Black men knew that to get into this field, because you're going to be well taken care of. The community needs you. The schools recognize how important Black men are. And it's interesting that it's in the mental health field that we see that. But yeah, to anyone that's like, hey, I want to get into the social work, or do it, because the world is yours, and whatever you want to do, and how the community, schools, and even like corporate, like, will treat that when we come in, like they love it.
Right. And for the record, we have three of the best in the city.
Okay. Serving marginalized communities isn't always easy work. What has motivated you to stay committed to the work and the communities we serve?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be so honest. That's why I asked, can we cuss?
Yeah, we can bleep it.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, there are days that I go home and I be like, man, F this mess. Like, I ain't doing this. I ain't doing that. Do not call me. Don't do this. Don't ask me, because people forget that you are human, and they think you are a robot, and like, oh, call Devin. Devin knows. And Devin be like, okay, let's get it. And I think what keeps me connected to it is, even though I'm tired, in my tiredness, I see somebody be blessed. Yeah. Right? I see the blessings of it, right? I see the hurt and harm that comes too, because, I used to work for JCYC. I worked for JCYC for years, and I see my boys and girls come through, and I'll see them, and they'll be like, Miss Devin, I'm working here, I'm doing this.
Really quick, can you explain to our audience JCYC?
Youth Detention Services, before the city decided to close it down and think you could solve the problems on our own without taking children out of the homes and then take them back to the homes where they didn't even know where they were.
Or they ship them 4 hours away where the family can't go see them.
4 hours away to youth detention centers that didn't want them in the first place when JCYC was open. But I used to work in youth detention, and I'll see these kids and they'll be like, Miss Devin, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Or I'll see their parents like, now my youngest is doing it. Tell me about that program. Or, people at church is like, hey, Devin, this is going on. Can you help me? Or I get a call. Somebody need housing. It gets tiresome, but I always try to remember, God, I wrote a mission statement for myself. Like, when I die, I want to die empty. I don't want to save anything that God's asked me to bless people with and take it to my grave. So that's what makes me keep serving. That is what makes me keep being connected.
Yeah.
I was going to say something, but I forgot.
What keeps you motivated to continue to serve the communities?
I think Devin said. No, I'm just playing.
What keeps us motivated?
Like you said, the people getting better, the passion to help. I feel like it's a purpose. Even the way I went through school and got my degree, like I didn't wake up. I've never said I wanted to be a therapist. Like that, it was a plan B, and I was really scheming to get the plan B. So I think that's just kind of how it's kind of how it worked. God, it's something that God led me to.
You guys have had a front row seat, as we know, after our conversation. You're watching us grow, watching Renesha and I work closely together to build everything. So from the inside, and this is where you guys can be authentic, but remember, we're on camera. Okay, no. From the inside, what is something about building Martin and Muir, or about Renesha and I, that people probably wouldn't understand from looking like the outside in?
Oh, that's a good
Feel
question.
free to share the real behind the scenes. That's what this says. Feel free.
Like, no cussing, no. This is G-rated.
Some people wouldn't understand is how hard y'all work. Like it's not an 8-hour job. Y'all, I've seen you go about 20 hours before. Just keep going to do a lot in the community, and it's not go to a place and work. Like y'all out in the community. Y'all seen you've been with legislators. I've seen you do a lot of work, and I've seen y'all do a lot of work together. I've seen y'all argue, fight, and y'all still come back and do what's best for the people. And y'all stay together. And then when y'all get in front of people, nobody ever knows what happened. So I've seen y'all both do a lot.
I would say they're fun people. They're fun. We've been out. We've had good times. I also like to say we're number 2 Family Feud winners.
Oh, yes.
We're second.
Yeah. We're second.
We were killing it that night.
Yeah. And Jessica, was Jessica with us?
Yeah, she was.
Yeah.
But I also want to say for Renesha, Renesha has this, it's like a jelly bean. She has this hard exterior. Can I cuss again? LMA calls it resting bitch face, right? And Renesha, but she is soft as pancakes and kind and loving and would give you her heart, right? Renesha is a very loving person. And I just want to say that because Lauren's always going to smile. Lauren is always going to give you all her teeth. And Renesha is going to give you her lips. And you're going to have to figure it out. But both of them are very loving, and they're fun people. We have good times. We've been to fundraisers, Family Feud, number 2. And then we've all been out together. We've had a good time out together. And because their birthdays are like back to back. God must have knew what he was doing. Always knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And we've had some good times together. They are fun people. So, they're a mullet. Business in the front, party in the back.
Yes, that's so true. Not a mullet. But that is we work really hard, but we do like to have a good time. Yeah, we do like to have a good time.
We already playing in Derby Week.
Yeah. So, and then that works really well when you have a business because then you can take your staff to all the Derby Week events.
Yes. Have a good time.
Yeah.
So let me ask you both to imagine something. If MMC didn't exist in this space, it had never been created, what do you think the city of Louisville would be missing today?
Man, real authentic Black therapists.
Yeah.
And I'd be missing a place where people can truly come get help and the providers can be themselves. I probably wouldn't be in the field no more because I was gonna give it up. And then the Lord keep calling, you need to do it. I said, all right, God called it to tell me. I need to send a message to her where I need to join this. I do something else. So I don't know if I still be doing it and enjoying it because it don't feel like work.
Yeah,
It doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
They would miss the number 1 leading Black agency. Number 1 leading Black mental health agency, right? We won't name names, but there are agencies who just take their Medicaid and just process people through. And they come through those doors often. And so our culture would miss an impactful footprint. You guys have a footprint. Your fingerprint is all over this city, all over this state, doing impactful work. That would be missed.
Thank you. All right.
I think we joke all the time because to your all's point, we no longer have a closet. We have this big office with like 7, 8 offices. And there's rarely anyone ever here.
Yeah.
But then today, just like hearing us talk, it makes me think like that's not a bad thing because nobody being here means all of our people are out in the community.
Yep.
That's it.
And that is good.
Meeting people where they are.
Yes.
That's it.
So maybe we should go back to a closet without reduce the overhead, but it's all good.
Yeah.
But then we wouldn't have this beautiful space for our podcast.
Yeah. One day we're gonna next 10 years see what it brings and the shift and bringing services in and looking at different options and to way to utilize the space too.
So yeah.
Okay. All right. So before we close, let's do one more quick round. First thing that comes to mind.
One word that describes Martin and Muir.
Community.
Melanin.
All that.
Okay.
I was gonna say fun or genuine, like, yeah.
All right. One thing the community has taught you. Resilience.
Not one word, but we're needed.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like survival, like, or just thinking of us expanding like through all the protests and the pandemic. Like, if community comes together, people can survive like hard things.
Yeah.
Trustworthy.
One thing you hope never changes about this work.
The fun. It's fun work. It's heavy lifting, but it is fun.
Creativeness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It never becomes just work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one piece of advice for anyone who wants to serve their community through mental health.
Get somewhere where you can be yourself.
If you are a Black male, become a therapist.
Yeah. Come holler at me.
Yeah. And continue to do the work of yourself. Like, I think we've all mentioned it either on this episode or other. Like, we all do our own work in therapy and other healing ways.
Yeah. True believer that therapists should have therapists. Actually, that's what we learned in our graduate program. They were really big on get a therapist now, process your own shit, bleep it out. But
Yeah. Or no. Okay, what would you all say to someone who is thinking of starting therapy but maybe doesn't know how to begin?
Come to Martin Muir. No, I'm just-
Kentucky's leading.
I think that you should find someone consult with people. So find someone who you feel like you can relate to. I think of somebody in your life. Like it was for me, it was my grandmother. So if I find someone who has the same qualities as my grandmother, that's who I would want to be my therapist.
right.
I would say if you consult with people, consult with the right people. People who believe in mental health, not people who say that's a crock. You just need to go lay down. Consult with the right people and then connect. So consult and connect.
I like that.
And follow Martin and Muir on social media.
At Martin and Muir. MAR.com. Okay. So this has been really good. We filmed a few episodes by now, but this is really good. And I mean, obviously it's because you guys are here and we all have close personal relationships with one another. I think what stands out, it's so easy to get lost in the day to day because it's been 10 years and how we got here, I have no idea. Like it happened so fast, but the impact, I was going to get emotional during this one because the impact really is huge. Like it's not just like the individuals and the families, but it's the people that work with us and are a part of our team and how that's helped their families and how it's grown to being able to go, consult with different organizations. And like you said, speak, like we've done things that when we sat down in a TJ Maxx parking lot and we're like, hey, let's go start this thing, that we did things that we would never have imagined we would do. Been in rooms we've never imagined we would do. Yeah. So I am excited to see where the next 10 years goes because there's so much more. We've made a great dent in it, but I feel like there's so much work, you know what I mean, to be done.
We'll get an opportunity to do something and it's oh, this is the biggest moment of our life. And then we get another opportunity. This is the biggest moment of our life. Yeah. And it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and more impactful. So the next 10 years, I'm here for it.
Yeah, I'll be around.
We know.
All right. Any final thoughts or reflections?
This was fun.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, I need me again. I come through.
I would love to talk about some of the different maybe cases, hard cases.
Oh, that would be fun.
So to unpack oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Not even client, but media. Why would you put yourself as Jesus and then just say you was a healer? Let's unpack that.
Yes. I think there's room for that in the upcoming seasons to address hot topics and different things that are going on that we see.
I can talk about going to the strip club and getting a treatment plan signed from a parent. I'm going to meet you where you are.
I'm going to meet you.
If you need something, I'm going to meet you where you are.
That's a good one. I had a lady. One of the front porch days, I was sitting on the front porch, and the guy came to do mom's LG&E meter before the LG&E reader people came, and she was so embarrassed, and I was like, "Girl, I'm not here to you do you.
No,
I'm not the LG&E police."
Let me get TCM and get you a live here.
Right. So I'm here.
I see you need another service.
I still need a service. I see this as an opportunity.
Right.
This is an opportunity for more service.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I love it. So hearing all these stories and perspectives, it brings us all back to community. So until next time, everyone keep doing the work.
At Martin Muir Counseling, your story matters. Session closed.
And that's a wrap, people.